Barbara Stanwyck, born Ruby Catherine Stevens on July 16, 1907, in Brooklyn, New York, overcame a tumultuous childhood to become one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses. Orphaned at a young age, she faced hardship after her mother died when she was just 4, and her father abandoned the family shortly afterward. Raised in foster homes and by her older sister, Stanwyck developed a fierce independence and an unwavering work ethic that would later define both her personal life and her prolific career. She began her journey in entertainment as a dancer in speakeasies and vaudeville, before joining the prestigious Ziegler Follies in the 1920s. In 1927, she made her film debut with Broadway Nights, but it was her role in Frank Capra's Ladies of Leisure, 1930, that made her a star and began a long-lasting collaboration with the director. A career built on versatility and iconic roles, Stanwyck's rise to fame was marked by her portrayal of strong, complex women in a variety of genres. Over her 30-plus year career, she appeared in over 80 films, showcasing remarkable versatility. She was equally adept at drama, comedy, and film noir. Some of her most beloved films include Stella Dallas, 1937, which earned her her first Academy Award nomination, Ball of Fire, 1941, a screwball comedy, The Lady Eve, 1941, where she delivered both sensuality and wit, and Double Indemnity, 1944, in which she portrayed the iconic femme fatale Phyllis Dietrichson. Despite never winning a competitive Oscar, Stanwyck's contributions to film were acknowledged with an honorary Oscar in 1982, cementing her legacy as one of the greatest actresses of her era. From film to television, a seamless transition. As film roles for women of a certain age dwindled in the 1950s, Barbara Stanwyck made a seamless transition to television, a medium she initially viewed with skepticism. In 1965, she starred in the hit Western TV series The Big Valley, playing the matriarch Victoria Barkley. Her performance earned her an Emmy and introduced her to a new generation of fans. Her work on the series, alongside fellow actors like Lee Majors and Linda Evans, became a critical success and solidified Stanwyck's place in television history. She continued to work in television throughout the 1980s, appearing in notable miniseries like The Thornbirds, 1983, for which she won both a Golden Globe and another Emmy, and Dynasty, where she played the role of Alexis Colby. These performances marked the final stage of an illustrious career, and Stanwyck's legacy grew even stronger with time. Barbara's marriages, love, loss, and personal growth. Barbara Stanwyck's personal life was as complex as her career. Her first marriage was to actor Frank Fay in 1928. The marriage was initially seen as glamorous, but tensions soon arose due to differing career paths. Fay's struggle with alcoholism and his erratic behavior. Despite their problems, they adopted a son, Anthony Dion Fay, in 1932, hoping to heal their strained relationship. However, the marriage ended in divorce in 1935, and Stanwyck was granted custody of their son. Years later, she entered a high-profile romance with Robert Taylor, another star of the era. The two married in 1939, but the pressures of their respective careers and emotional distance led to a separation in 1951. Despite the breakup, Stanwyck and Taylor remained amicable. Her final marriage was to businessman Frank Morton, which lasted until his death in 1981. Barbara's relationship with Lee Majors, conflict and tension. Barbara Stanwyck, known for her strength and professionalism, had few adversaries during her long career. However, her working relationship with Lee Majors on The Big Valley was famously strained. At the time, Majors was a rising star, cast as Victoria Barkley's illegitimate son, Heath. Despite his brooding good looks, Stanwyck was unimpressed with his unpreparedness and lack of discipline on set. She found his casual approach to acting at odds with her own commitment to the craft. According to reports, Stanwyck privately criticized Majors, even calling him a pretty face with nothing behind it. She felt he was given preferential treatment by producers, and her frustration with him grew as the show progressed. Majors later acknowledged the tension, admitting that Stanwyck never warmed to him, despite his attempts to gain her approval. The disagreement that lasted. Stanwyck's disdain for Majors. The tension between Barbara Stanwyck and Lee Majors went beyond simple professional differences. It was a clash of values. Stanwyck, who had risen from a difficult childhood, valued hard work, loyalty, and humility. She saw Majors as a product of a new Hollywood generation that prioritized appearance and fame over talent. She was particularly frustrated by the fact that Majors' character was often framed as the show's breakout star, while her own role as the matriarch, Victoria Barkley, took a back seat. This perceived imbalance only fueled her resentment. Throughout the 4 seasons of The Big Valley, Stanwyck never softened her stance on Majors, and when the show ended in 1969, she vowed never to work with him again. Even when his name came up in interviews, she would grow visibly irritated, making it clear that she had no desire to revisit their working relationship. Stanwyck's continuing legacy, mentoring, and philanthropy. Despite her occasional conflicts with co-stars, Barbara Stanwyck was widely beloved in Hollywood for her generosity and willingness to mentor younger actors. Known for her tough exterior, Stanwyck often took young performers under her wing, offering guidance and support behind the scenes. She also became actively involved in philanthropy, focusing on causes related to children, the arts, and medical research. Stanwyck contributed quietly, often making donations anonymously or attending fundraising events without seeking attention. She remained socially engaged well into her 70s, supporting various charitable organizations and continuing to lend her influence to causes she cared about. Her kindness and generosity were a reflection of the values she portrayed on screen, and she was admired for her willingness to help those in need. The violent home invasion, a shocking incident. In 1981, Barbara Stanwyck's peaceful retirement was violently interrupted by a home invasion at her residence in Beverly Hills. An intruder broke into her home late at night and struck the 74-year-old actress on the head with a flashlight before locking her in a closet and ransacking the house. Though she was physically shaken by the incident, Stanwyck handled the situation with remarkable composure. The intruder made off with approximately $40,000 worth of jewelry, but Stanwyck did not allow the trauma to deter her from maintaining her independence. She took extra security measures to safeguard her home, but continued to live on her terms. This experience, while distressing, highlighted the same resilience that had defined her entire life and career. Health decline and a quiet final chapter. As Barbara Stanwyck continued to work in television throughout the 1980s, her health began to decline. During the filming of The Thornbirds, she was exposed to artificial smoke used for special effects, which exacerbated her long history of smoking. The incident led to severe bronchitis, which ultimately contributed to chronic respiratory issues. Though she battled her health problems with the same stoicism that had defined her career, the damage to her lungs became increasingly difficult to manage. She continued to work, but the illness cast a shadow over her final years. Despite these challenges, Stanwyck maintained her dignity and never allowed her health struggles to interfere with her professional commitments. Barbara Stanwyck's final days and legacy. Barbara Stanwyck passed away on January 20th, 1990, at the age of 82, after a prolonged battle with congestive heart failure and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. She died quietly at St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, surrounded by close friends. True to her private nature, Stanwyck had requested no funeral or public memorial service. Her wishes were respected, and her ashes were scattered over the striking landscapes of Lone Pine, California, a place that held personal significance due to her many Western film roles. Stanwyck's legacy endures through her unforgettable performances and the deep respect she garnered both on and off the screen. A true Hollywood legend, she remains an emblem of strength, professionalism, and resilience.